All right, now we're going to break down my match against Gordon Ryan in the semi-final. I should start this from saying, like, Gordon did pass my guard, take my back, and choke me, so he definitely got me. I want to go through our leg entanglement battle. I actually feel like in this, I got a lot of my game going. I'd say I probably got 90 to 95% of the way to what is like the end stage of my system. And you'll get to see some of that. So this is like, you'll see a few little pathways I use, which are part of like a whole system that I use for my leg locks. And this is probably the one match so far people have been mostly trying to flee and just get their knee line out as quick as we can. Now you get to see a little more of like hiding the heel and rolling in different directions to defend. So you get to see how I start to approach countering them.
All right, so here's the clip we're going to break down, which is me attaching to the leg of Gordon. I do my De La Riva entry. And I've come into outside Senkaku, but his knee is free. So I'm going to change to a rear naked choke grip, which allows me to spin over the top. We'll go through these details in a moment. I'm going to free his leg from in front. I'm going to put my right foot in front of the thigh, swing over. He's going to back step. I'll get into 80-20. So here we are, 80-20 position. I feed my leg across to the far side, bait the heel hook. He takes the bait in a moment. Here we are, he takes the bait, so then I can suck my knee free now to go to outside Senkaku. And here we are, good. And he spins again. I've got my 80-20 again. Now I can bring my reap across outside Senkaku. I'm going to dig the heel hook. I catch the grip in a moment. So I unlock his legs. I'm going to do a little elbow hop here, catch the heel. Here we go. I've got the heel in my hand. As I go to connect my hands, he slipped his foot, and then I let him free his knee line in a moment. Here. Okay, and then he comes back up, and then he starts to crush. All right, let's have a breakdown of that.
All right, so I managed to get my same De La Riva entry that I've been using up until this point. So I underhook the leg, come through, and I shoot my right leg over. What's happened here is Gordon has backstepped that way. Yep, good. And then he started to free his knee line from here. Okay, so I started to lose this position. I believe he was controlling my legs from here. All right, so this is where I want to start one of my favorite sequences. Okay, so you've been seeing that entry up until this point from De La Riva. I actually do the exact same entry but lying down. Okay, so I'm going to show you just quickly a brief overview of it. So I grab this leg, I hug it, which is very similar to how I'm hugging the leg with De La Riva. I get like a rear naked choke grip, which I'll talk about in a moment. I swing my leg over and I shoot myself through into this position here. Okay, so we turn around. This to me is the best leg locking position you can get. We're called outside Senkaku. Okay, to me, I personally prefer this much more over the saddle. I might just quickly talk about why. In the saddle, your foot's on the inside. There's much more chance that their foot starts to kick and make space. Okay, from the outside Senkaku, our foot is over the hip. You can't use that leg to kick free. Right. One other thing that really gives us a better advantage. Look at my right leg here. I can lift my knee up, and it's much better for exposing the heel here, like this. So if Misha's hiding his heel this way, I can use my knee to try to expose it. When we're in the saddle, our ability to do that is not nearly as good because my foot's like stuck down near the hip and not like across like this, which gives us much better ability to do that. So we have a case where it's a little harder for our opponent to escape the position, in my opinion. Okay, so I didn't quite get to this. Actually, I did get to this a little later in the match. We'll go over that. But from this entry, Gordon countered quite well. Okay, so let's go turn it. I'll go into more detail now. So we've dropped down. I've lost. Sit down. So I've lost this leg that I wanted from the original entry. I've lost the knee line. So what I do is I scoop under and I do this rear naked choke grip. Okay, essentially what I'm trying to do is block the heel from being able to escape along away this way. Okay, so if I hold this tight, free your leg. You can push with both feet. I don't care. Like, you almost never lose this grip if it's locked in tight. okay? Now, so I'm gonna shoot my left leg over and roll through, and that's gonna give me position. But you have to deal with something first, all right? So we go back. Mish has his foot in here. If he kicks me as I spin over, watch this, I spin over, he kicks me, I will lose, kick, and free your knee. Yeah, I'm gonna lose position, okay? Whether it's on my stomach or my leg or whatever, okay? Let's turn around this side. Okay, so he's got his foot here ready to kick, or it could kick my leg or whatever as I spin over. I need to kill that leg. So what I do, I pummel my left foot over, through, and extend, okay? Now he can't kick just for a moment, but what happens, I need to then take my leg over again and he could possibly kick, okay? So before I take my leg over, my right foot has to go out to the knee. Okay? You'll see this in the video, okay? Now try and kick with that leg, Mish, okay? So my right foot goes from the hip to the knee. So if you pummel that in, yep, left foot comes in, extends, right foot goes to the knee, okay? All while I'm holding this, all right? Now my left leg can swing over. You try and kick me with that right leg, Mish. You can't. I shoot through, and that's how I get to my outside Senkaku. Okay, let's turn around the other side now. Okay, so now that I'm here, I've hooked in front of that far thigh. This is important as well. I don't go over the hip. You have to put your foot behind the knee. Okay, this is because I need to shoot the foot through this gap. Right? There's no gap here. It needs to be here. Okay, so I keep everything tight, lift, and I shoot through. All right. Let's take a look at that part first, and then we're going to go through how Gordon reacted and continue from there.
All right, so here's my initial entry, and I spin through. And I'm trying to attach to that initial leg, but he's starting to kick his knee line's free, and he's starting to free himself. He's trying to kick himself out of there. So I'm going to change to this rear naked choke grip on the free leg. Watch this, okay? As soon as I recognize that's there, I grab it, and here we are. Okay, see that rear naked choke with my arms here? And Gordon's looking at it thinking, what's he doing? Because he probably wouldn't know my strategy here. It's definitely, I had some people message me like, oh, you should have tried to finish that toe hold. I wasn't trying to finish a submission here. I was trying to improve my positioning, okay? So let's have a look. All right, so now, look, he's got his right foot in front. So if I tried to swing over, like I said, with my left leg here, he's going to be able to use that leg to kick. Okay, so you watch. I'm going to pummel my left foot in, free his right foot from in front of my hips, and then I'm going to take my right leg over his thigh so he can't re-pummel that foot back. Okay, this is, again, you want to know the battles that your opponent doesn't know. Okay, that's a good thing about jiu-jitsu. If you can have tactics and strategies that your battles that your opponent doesn't know exist, then it's going to be a real advantage to you, okay? So watch this. My right leg comes over. I kick his foot free. See, that foot's now free. Now watch my right leg. It comes back, and then I'll swing it out right towards the outside of the knee. There we are. Good. And I pin that leg. He's trying to push that off, but right now he cannot pummel his right leg back in, and I'm starting to shoot my outside leg, my left leg, over and through behind the knee, okay? And then I'm going to shoot that right through. Okay, he has held my outside leg, so I don't actually get right to outside Senkaku like I wanted, but it lets me get to 80-20. Okay, so you see as he spins back again, I'm going to keep my left foot in front of the stomach. I think we'll break down this bit next, so let's have a look at that.
So as I've shot over here, and I started to shoot through towards outside Senkaku, Gordon has done what I think is the correct defense and turned this way, okay? Now actually, if he stopped here and tried to run, this is actually the position where I was catching a lot of my heel hooks during the earlier matches and later matches as well, okay? But he's actually kept backstepping here, okay? So he's gone here and he's kept backstepping. And what that will usually do is pull him through into 50-50 here, okay? So now we've got potentially an even leg battle. Except, the way I defend this, if we go back, when someone backsteps against when I get to here, so I got 50-50, I don't want to get, like 50-50 is good, but outside Senkaku or 80-20 is better as well. So I keep my foot in the middle of his stomach, okay? And I turn on my left hip. Okay? So now, try and pull at my knee, okay? So he can't pull at my knee to get himself through. He can work at my foot, okay? So I'll try and pull it across. He could potentially pull my leg across into 50-50, right? But I'm constantly, first thing, like when I'm here, I'm constantly moving around the corner, making it hard to get like, let's turn again. So that's actually, I didn't explain this. This is called 80-20. My knee is free and Mish's knee is still here. So if I catch a heel hook, if I catch the heel, I got an immediate finish, potentially. Mish cannot catch me here unless he deals with my foot. What I think a lot of people do wrong in 80-20 is they leave their foot here. All Mish has to do is pull my heel and he's potentially got an exposed heel. I never do that. I always put my foot in the stomach. He has to choose, okay? He either leans back and clears the foot, but then he can't catch the heel immediately, or he tries to, well, and then he can't really work at the knee anyway, okay? But when I've got my foot on this side, he can pull through and dig potentially immediately. All right, so Gordon started to do the ladder and started to try and pull this leg across, okay? This way, okay? So what I've done is, another thing I really like to do, I put my foot to the outside, like this. So I'm basically giving him a position that's called outside ashi, well, almost there anyway, except because I'm controlling this knee, it's so hard to get a finish from there. What I then aim to do is shoot my right leg over, lift my hips, retract my knee, and now you can see my right leg's come over the top into the outside senkaku, okay? So, I've taken my leg to here, and then I've managed to, like as he started to try and push it across, I said, okay, I'll take it to the outside, right? Now, what I do here is, Gordon grabbed it kind of like a straight ankle lock at first. It's going to be very difficult to finish a straight ankle lock unless your feet are on the hips, okay? If you can't bridge off the hips, you're going to struggle to get enough force to finish a straight ankle. So instead, he's gone for the outside heel hook, which is actually what I want. If we go back, let's just go back a step. With the ankle lock grip, I can't retract my knee, okay? I'm shooting my right leg across already, like this, to help lift my hips. When Mish changes to the outside heel hook, I can lift my hips and retract my knee like this, okay? And look at the position I have, outside senkaku, which is exactly where I want to be to start to try and set up my finish. Let's take a look at that sequence now in detail, and then we'll go through the next one.
All right, so here's, I've just shot through and Gordon's back stepped, and you'll see I've got my foot in front and I'm making sure that my knee line stays free. Okay, so you can see my left knee is free. As long as my knee is free, I can't get caught in the heel hook. So this is a variant of 80-20, although right now, technically, Gordon's knee is free as well. The difference is I have a pretty good hug on this leg, and I'm going to get around the corner to secure that knee line a little bit. Actually, I start to take my leg across already. Okay, but you can actually see now, because I've gripped the top of that leg, I've pulled his knee line back in, and my knee is free. So Gordon started to take the bait here, where I've put my foot across and he's grabbed that straight ankle lock grip. It was actually interesting to listen to Gordon in an interview where he was talking about our leg exchange. He says, yeah, I had a few shots at him and he had a few shots at me, but he thought he was a better leg locker, which is obviously his right to his opinion there. But I don't think he actually realizes that this is a bait that I do to put my leg to the far side. I don't really claim to be necessarily to be any better at leg locking than Gordon. I do think in this exchange, this whole leg lock exchange we had, I definitely had the upper hand, everything I think I wanted to do. I did right up until slipping the heel hook just at the end. So what's going to happen, and I might even put a little clip of my wife Liv using this exact same, well, a very similar strategy of dangling our foot to bait this outside heel hook, and then that can actually lead to our own heel hook. So we'll have a look at that in a sec too. So I leave my foot out here, and you can see his feet aren't on my hips, so that straight ankle lock is not really a threat. Unless you can stomp on their hips, then that's when it becomes a threat, okay? And you just watch here. So I'm here, and this is where, like, I actually want Gordon to start falling to his right hip to dig this heel. It's going to be hard to dig where he is, so he's going to have to fall to his right hip, and that's actually going to, while he's already starting to let go, he's going to lose control of my foot, and my knee will free as I pop my hip up. I'm already taking my right leg across to the far shoulder. That's going to help me bridge my hips up and rotate my hips towards the camera. So let's watch this. My leg comes across, my hips start to come up here. Good. And as he's starting to, look, he's trying to dig that heel. It's such a bad angle to get the heel hook when I've got my left leg over and I'm turning out, okay? So let's look here and watch my knee. My left knee is starting to free, and it's free. Okay, so I've got my leg free of the hip. Now, just on that, Gordon did manage to free his knee, so we're going to do this same roll through again, and we're going to end up back in the... I've dragged his knee back in now, and then he's going to go to back step, because he obviously doesn't want to get caught in that position, and I go back with my foot on the stomach, knee free, back in the 80-20 position, okay? And then we're going to end up in a position here where I believe I start to bring my right leg over, and I do secure my position I want, which is the outside Senkaku. So with my left foot in the stomach, it's very hard to stop this reaping leg coming across and attaching to the hip, and I get a good back heel. Okay, so now I've got good position. This is exactly where I want to be to start to set up my finish. Gordon's going to work to peel my leg back across to the other side. Okay, I believe we go over that part next. Let's just take a look from, this is the clip I was talking about with my wife, Liv. So we use this strategy a lot. This is how she won her ADCC trials. And you can see she has exactly the same position we were just talking about with Gordon there. And she is dangling her left leg, baiting that outside heel hook. It is very difficult. When your leg is straight and you're holding onto the knee, they cannot get the angle to dig that heel. But it's actually nice when they focus their attention on that. You can start trying to free your knee, or in this case, Liv digs her own heel hook and gets the finish. So look, trying to dig the heel, Liv just rotates a bit, she's lost the heel, and then she's got her own heel hook here, and that gets the finish. All right, just so you know, that is a strategy we use.
All right, so let's have a look at what happened next. Okay, so we had this position here. I had the foot across, and as Mish goes for the outside heel hook here, I go for the heel hook. Shoot my knee free. What happened here, Gordon sort of peeled my leg away and started to turn this way again, and we rolled through again, and we had the same situation again. Okay? So we roll through, keep going, and I ended up back with my, I'll scoot back a bit. I ended up back to here again, which is kind of back to where we were before. Okay, this time I kept my foot in the stomach again. I managed to take my right leg just straight across to the outside Senkaku position. Okay, so now we've got this battle going on here. I want to, like, if I can now, I want to unlock the legs and start trying to dig the heel. Okay, so you look at the outside Senkaku, really I can't be attacked here, and I've got an ability to attack the heel hook. All right, so I start trying to reach to unlock the legs, and Gordon has taken my foot and pulled it to the other side again. Okay, here, okay. Now what I do, I just keep scooting around the corner. I can use that foot on the ground. If I catch the heel here, I'm pretty happy, all right? So I've managed to, he's crossed his feet, but he was quite low with his cross, so I managed to come with my elbow through and peel the legs across apart here, okay? You'll see in the footage, I had my arm here, and my elbows come over onto this side, all right? Now Gordon's reacting by hand fighting here, which personally I think is a very good idea from 50-50, but not when their foot is in the center, okay? Because at any point, if I catch the heel, like if I manage to dig the heel and actually get a bite on it, do a hand fight, okay? I push, and like he's gonna lose anything there, or at least I make enough space to reap over the top, and I get really good finishing positioning, okay? But it was enough because he managed to foot fight a bit as well, and he did escape from here. But I feel like the hand fight is a really good idea when it's across here, or when it's 80-20 like that, or like this potentially even, but not when the foot's in the center, because this is a way of preventing them from hand, or like when I don't like what's happening in the hand fight, I can start to kick, right? So the other option would be to hide the heel, which he starts to do when I go to dig it, okay? So I managed to unlock the feet. I was holding the knee here, and I do my elbow hop like this, and start to turn a little to your right. So I caught the heel in my left hand here, like this, and now here's the window, which I lost it, or Gordon managed to escape it. I'll keep your other leg forward. You're still kind of here, right? So you keep like kind of forward, yeah, good. And he was still reaching with his hands here, yeah, good, okay. So what I've got to do is I've got to take my right hand here to connect my hands, okay. I will say I didn't dig it like I had the heel, but it wasn't it wasn't as tight as I'm showing you right now. It was kind of like here, I just sort of got it. Now, if I connect my hands, I can secure that quite tight. But until then, what's happened, as I let go of the knee to connect the hand, scoot back a little bit. Yeah, turn this way more. Yeah, and it slipped through like that, okay. The other leg was forward, and there was a bit of hand fighting going on as well. Okay, so it's kind of like here, turn on your side a bit. Yeah, and I've slipped it there. Okay, after that, I lost because I lost the heel, I also lost the knee line at that time, and Gordon's come up and he crushed me pretty good. But that was my best chance there, and I obviously missed that. All right, guys. What I will say, if you check out my instructional, it was all filmed in the lead up to ADCC. You'll see so many of these moves that I just showed there in play. I'm not just saying it after the fact. These are things that I specific strategies that I work. So you can check that out. If you want to follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you can find out more about that. Let's take a look at the full footage of this match now.
Okay. So here we are. I get to my outside Senkaku. Gordon peels my leg to the other side. And you'll see, I just use that to scoot my hips around. So as long as I keep scooting my hips around, it's hard for him to free his knee. And it's okay. I mean, like ideally, I got my leg across an outside Senkaku, but if he's got his hands focused on that, that's okay too. It's not as good as outside Senkaku, but it's still pretty good positioning for me. Okay, so I'm working at unlocking his feet as we do this. All right, now it's actually not the best angle to see what's happening with the hand fight. I have seen one other angle of this. I can't remember where the video is, so I could be slightly off exactly what happens with the hand fight, which I'm discussing. But you see here, I've opened his leg and I managed to pummel my foot inside. So I've already got like an avenue to attack. Let's have a look at that again. I've got an avenue to attack his heel now. Okay, so he's crossed his feet, but I've pummeled my hand under his heel, and I managed to get my elbow inside in front of the heel. So I'm actually in good position to do the elbow hop. The same move I talked about against Kanan, I can catch that here. All right, and in fact, if I catch this elbow hop from this position, I actually feel like it's if I connected my hands against Gordon here, I feel like I'd have a much better finishing position, like a much more higher chance of finishing from here than I would have when I connected my hands against Kanan. Now, obviously, the foot slipped when I got the finish, and obviously maybe Gordon has some extra layers of defense once the heel is caught, but that's getting very deep into heel hook territory. Okay, so remember what I talked about with Kanan? I'm holding the top of the knee for a moment, but I don't know why I changed it to the inside of the knee. This could have been actually why I lost the heel. You know, this could have been, this is actually my less preferred. I'm on my left, I'm attacking his left leg. I much prefer to attack the right leg, so maybe I'm doing things slightly different to how I would ideally do it. Yeah, so that's where I've changed from the top of the knee to the inside of the knee, which this grip is a little better at stopping him from hiding his heel and turning in, but I think the top of the knee might have actually saved me from having his heel slip. Okay, so watch in a moment. I'm going to bridge off my right leg, lift my hips, and I'm going to dig his heel. Here we go, boom. Okay, and now I have the heel caught. Okay, I've dug, you can see my forearm, you can see that little rotation, you can see that's where I've actually dug the heel. Okay, Gordon's holding my shoulder. I actually don't think, again, I feel reasonably comfortable with a hand fight, people trying to hand fight from here because of my foot being in the stomach. I'm ready to kick over. I'd be much more worried, you can't see from here, but I'm much more worried about actually his right foot kicking my shoulder backwards. You actually want to be pushing my shoulder backwards, which helps the toes slip. But he might do that. I can't remember watching from front on. That might be how he's done. Okay, so now I've actually locked. So you can see I've dropped my ribs and I was talking about this in the Gaudio fight, where I've got my ribs and elbow connected on the toes. I've got really nice positioning now. It's just about connecting you can see my right hand here has to connect to my left, and then we're in business. And as I go to connect, you see his toes just slip. See that you could see them before, and they're just like the edge of them is visible now. And it was just enough to lose the foot. Okay, and then after that, Gordon I think was pretty quick to push and free himself out of the position here, and he comes up on top and goes for his pressure. Anyway, so honestly, I think I did really well in our leg exchange. I don't know. I think it would have been listening to Gordon's commentary on it. I know he's got like the leg lock reputation to uphold. It would be nice for him to recognise that I had a good, exchange with him at the least. But anyway, that's Gordon. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got a lot out of it. And as I said, you can check out my instructional, the Leg Lock Anthology 50/50. I cover this plus tons more, and I think it'll be really good for you to watch and see. You'll see this exact strategy that I talk about being explained in that instructional, which was actually filmed before ADCC.